people from outer space, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gothferado. For those of you that don't know, I am a plus size alternative YouTuber. Today, as you can tell from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about my 2-week VSG post-update. Ooh, that was a mouthful. Yeah, today is November the 10th on a Tuesday. That means I've had VSG surgery 2 weeks ago, and I just wanted to talk to you guys about my experience. You know, for those of you that don't know, VSG is vertical sleeve gastrectomy surgery, meaning they cut about 80 to 90% of your stomach in order for you to lose weight. Some people do it for just to control their eating habits. The other percent of people like me do it for other health reasons. I did it because I'm only 22 years old, have high blood pressure, infertility, and PCOS. And my doctor told me that a lot of women that suffer from PCOS get sleeve gastrectomy, and it completely eliminates, or it makes I can't say that word. It makes their symptoms a lot less noticeable. So anyway, guys, enough chit-chatting about before surgery. I wanted to talk to you guys about the 2 weeks after surgery, what I've been going through, how I've been feeling, and kind of like a little update on my life. The number one thing that I do have to say is it does not hurt as much as I thought it was gonna hurt. My pain was pretty minimal. In the clinic, I went to Geneser Clinic in Juarez, Mexico. For those of you that don't know, I did go to Mexico. I'm currently in El Paso, Texas, so it's probably about a 20-minute drive from my house to the clinic if there's no line on the bridge. Super easy, super simple. The day of surgery, I went to my aunt's house, spent the night there, and then the day leading to surgery, I went there at 8:30. My surgery was there. I checked in. They were like, okay, change. We're going to get you ready. I didn't really have a lot of time to think about what I was doing or anything like that. It was kind of like bam, 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 you're in surgery. So from surgery, I woke up. Really, my mouth is so dry, that's another thing I have to tell you guys. My mouth is so dry and stinky from surgery. Like, I cannot tell you guys how stinky it is. Like, everybody has told me, like, hey, your breath is kind of stinky. So just so you know that if you do get surgery, everyone in the groups, like, I've asked about it, and I said, hey, my breath is super stinky. Am I the only one? No. Apparently it's really common because your body goes into ketosis because you're not eating a lot and you're not having that many carbs. Your breath is going to be really stinky. Another thing that I wanted to say post VSG is that I was up and walking. You know how most of the time your surgeries, they want you to like take it easy and they want you to like just relax and like let your body recover. Not this surgery. No way. As soon as you get out of surgery and you're with it and stuff, they're like, you gotta get up and walk, sister, because it can develop a lot of blood clots and they don't want that. So they do put like compression socks. For me, I noticed a lot of other videos and a lot of girls, they have compression socks that are like the fancy kind that like they'll squeeze your legs and stuff. No, my surgeon says that you don't really need that as long as you're up and walking. He just put bands on my legs to kind of keep me okay for surgery. But I started walking 3 hours before surgery, and after that they want you walking for at least 5 minutes every hour or so. They want you to get up and walk. I did really good. I started walking like 3 hours or a little bit less than 3 hours after surgery. My surgeon came in and I was like, okay, you're good. You're not in that much pain. Let's get up. Let's get you walking because I don't want to risk blood clots on you. So if you're one of those people that like to mourn around in your pain and like to just wallow away in your sorrows and just kind of be like, oh, I'm in pain, I don't want to walk, I just had surgery, the surgery is going to be really difficult for you because most of the time, unless you're bed bound, most of the time they will have you walking and you'll be walking for the rest of the night. They'll wake you up in the middle of the night, or at least in my clinic, they woke me up every couple of hours while I was sleeping just so I could walk around and I could move my legs. Another common question that I see on the group post is, how soon after surgery were you able to take a shower and do stuff on your own? I have a really high pain tolerance. My doctor told me that I had a really high pain tolerance because as soon as I came out of surgery, I was like, all right, let's go. What's the next step in life, you know? So I was okay with walking. I never once had nausea. I did throw up once, but we'll get to that in a little bit. So depending on your pain tolerance, you will be able to do stuff by yourself fairly quickly. The only thing I wasn't able to do for the first 2 days was bend down and get my own stuff off the floor. I was picking up my own stuff, and I was also getting up and out of bed by myself. I didn't want anybody to help me get out of bed, especially the hospital bed, because not only did I feel like they were going too fast and I needed to mentally prepare myself every time I needed to get out of the bed. Like I was sitting there like, okay, I'm gonna get out of bed and I'm gonna do it like 0.2 miles an hour, because it hurts, guys, especially whenever you have a big gut like I do. All that pain is right here. I never had any other pain in like the rest of my incisions, only on the one where they took my belly from, or my stomach out from. That's the only incision that ever made me feel bad, but everything else I was able to do by myself. I was able to shower the day after surgery. It was probably like 17 hours or so. I had my surgery at 10. Like I said, I was out by 1 or 2. I think it was a 2-hour long surgery or so, and then an hour in the recovery room, and then I got to go home. So I was probably out for about 3 hours. And I would say I was back in my room around 1 or 2, and then, you know, started walking. No drinking the first 20 or the first couple hours after surgery for the full day. The next day at around 10, I was able to have ice, but I did take a shower the day after surgery at like 6 in the morning. They do wake you up pretty early just to start walking and just to start their rounds. I do follow a lot of groups on Facebook now. They're like moral support groups, just so I know that the same people that are going through the same thing. Hopefully this video helps you just the same way that the groups ended up helping me, just so I could have a little bit more peace in mind, like, oh my god, am I dying, or is this little gas pain normal, or oh my god, am I gonna die if I gulp too fast, and stuff like that. So it's really easy to find answers like that in groups like VSG support groups on Facebook. If you guys are thinking about having surgery and you haven't liked any of the groups, make sure you go and like them, because they do have a lot of commonly asked questions, and a lot of normal people like me and you, and even people that haven't had the surgery yet that are thinking about having the surgery. If you ask a lot of questions on those groups, you'll get a lot of true, honest opinions and answers on what can happen and how their experiences went, because I'm only one person. My experience can be completely different than the experience of the next person. So being 2 weeks off VSG, other than my breath stinking, I am thirsty all the time. A lot of people are having in the group say that they're having problems 2 weeks post-op getting their liquids in, but I'm gonna tell you, this bottle is one of my best friends, and ice is one of my best friends. Even after the first couple days after surgery, whenever I was able to go home and being taken care of by my mom and stuff, I was always drinking a lot of ice, and I was getting my liquids in through that. I just felt like I was so thirsty, and a lot of people say that your mouth is dry because of the anesthesia, and I always had like a little throat tickle in my throat because of the tube that they put in your throat, so it made me feel like I needed, the only way that I could stop coughing, and you know, these are some really weird times to like cough, so I tried not to cough too much, but the only thing that would really help me from coughing is drinking ice, and for the first couple of days, that's all I needed, and that's all I had was ice. And I had popsicles, like sugar-free popsicles. They are amazing whenever you're having problems getting liquid down, because in the beginning I was really scared of sipping, and because a lot of people say, oh, if you sip too fast your stomach can explode, and you know, like crazy stories like that, and oh, you can't gulp, and you can't gulp in a sense, because you feel everything right here, you know, so it's not comfortable to gulp. But you can drink, like I was taking baby sips, like basically not even drinking water. I was just kind of like dipping my tongue in the water and then be like, satisfaction. No, like now I love my liquid. It's still really hard for me to get 48 ounces of liquid in. I usually typically go around 32. There's some people in the groups that are struggling even months post-op to get 48 ounces of liquid. Not me. And I guess because I've always been like a really big water drinker and like a really big gulper. Like, girl, I love my water. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I love my water. I love everything. I have absolutely no problems getting liquid in. The only problem I have is getting enough liquid in, but you will always see me drinking or sipping water. I noticed it's a lot easier for me too. I hate room temperature drinks. I will not, like if I get a water and I have a cup somewhere and like I forget about it and then I go back to that water and I try to take a drink, I don't enjoy it as much as I would ice cold refreshing water. And I think that's just because like a preference thing. Some people don't like that's another thing. I burp all the time, which it'll be another thing that I'll talk about here soon. I think it's just easier for me. My surgeon, my mom was like, you drink too much ice. I don't think that's good for you. But I talked to my surgeon and he said that ice is really good. That's actually why they give you ice chips. The very first thing to try before or after you have surgery, they give you ice chips because it's supposed to help soothe and heal your incisions and heal your stomach. It's supposed to kind of like cool it off and numb it a little bit so you're not in pain. And I realized that with me drinking cold drinks, it does keep my stomach a little bit more at bay, I guess. And if I'm drinking regular drinks, I kind of feel them go down a little bit more and I kind of feel them sitting in my stomach more. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, but that's just my personal experience is colder drinks kind of help go down a little bit better. It's been now since it's officially 2 weeks post-op, my mouth stopped stinking as much, but it's still fairly stinky and I think it's still super dry. The best thing that they say in the groups is just to brush your teeth, and it's just your body getting rid of all the air and all the gases that you need from surgery. So it's just kind of like something everyone has to go through. So because of me being in 2 weeks post-op, I am able to start soft foods, and I was able to start a little earlier. I know most people start at like soft foods at like 14 days or puree foods at 14 days. I was able to start at 10 days, so I have been eating puree foods for about 4 days now, and I do have to say it does hurt in the beginning. I basically eat like 2 or 3 baby spoonfuls of food and I feel completely stuffed and full and I'm done with everything. Most people, they say that your body has certain keys, or not keys, like signals that tells you when you're full, and you can either be a sneezer. A lot of people say they sneeze. A lot of people say their nose starts to water, and a lot of people say they burp. I happen to be a burper. I burp all the time, even from me just drinking water and juice. I'm constantly burping. I constantly feel air bubbles trapped here, but especially whenever I eat. And I'm not talking like, ooh, my body, I start to burp like when I'm full. No, as soon as I take the first bite, I start to burp, and I don't know why that is. A lot of people say that it's just your natural body healing. See what I mean? Healing, or it's just the way that your body is just handling the sleeve. Since I happen to be a burper, I can't, like, it hurts more whenever you have eaten 2 or 3 spoonfuls of food and your body's like, you start to feel the food like right here, and then you try to eat another spoonful and you feel it right here, and you just keep burping and burping and burping. Like, I think that's gonna end up being my key or my cue of me being full, but right now I'm getting that cue as soon as I start eating, so I really am not too sure about that. That's just, like I said, my experience with VSG. It's just, I'm a burper. We've talked about water, we've talked about food, we talked about pain tolerance, and we talked about the experience the day of surgery. Now let's talk about energy, guys. Oh my god, when I tell you I am so weak and like it's just crazy. I eat probably, it's really hard for me to even get my protein shake in. I think it's because I'm tired of protein shakes. I mean, I did 4 weeks, technically 4 weeks of liquid, including protein shakes and liquid jello and bone broth and stuff. I am so tired of liquids at this point that I think that's why I'm having a lot of problems getting in my protein shake. But because I'm having so much problems getting my protein shake, like I can get my vitamins in, no problem. I take Optisource bariatric vitamins. I only take 1 a day right now per my surgeon's recommendation. It says 4 on the little backing. It says 4 daily, but my surgeon only wants me to take 1 right now so I don't overload my sleeve. But because of me being able to take my vitamins and not being able to take my protein, I am so weak because my body is burning my fat. My body's burning my fat instead of having protein for energy, and I think that's why I'm having a lot of dizziness issues right now. I heard it's really common. A lot of people, again, in the group say that they started feeling normal in, some people say 3 weeks, some people say 4 weeks, but everybody at the 2-week mark says that they feel super weak. And I'm super weak to the point where I can't even shower, guys. Like, I mean, I shower, but I literally have to take such quick showers because I feel like I'm gonna faint while I'm taking a shower, and I can't go to the store without holding onto the cart and feeling like I'm gonna pass out. And I'm using the grocery cart as like a walker almost because I am just so drained. Like, I think the more the time goes on, the more your body adjusts to it. Like today I did have a little bit more energy. As you can see, I put in effort into looking like this, but if I'm like, oh, let's go walk around the park, no. Like, there's no way I could walk around the park. There's no way I could go walking around for a really long period of time. After I shower, I usually have to go lay in bed and take a nap. I nap so much, guys, lately, and I think it's because of the energy thing, and it's the pain, and the pain medicine that they have me in does cause sleepiness too. So I think that, like, I take my medicine and I pass out, but I pass out without having any pain. So that's kind of good. But yeah, I've had a lot of problems with just feeling tired all the time. Hopefully, I have to go back to work in a week, so hopefully, or less than a week, so hopefully by then I'll feel a little bit better. Since I am a hairstylist, I'm on my feet all the time for like 6 to 8 hours a day. So I'm kind of worried about how I'm gonna handle going back to work, but a lot of people in the group say that it's normal and that the more you push yourself to do stuff, the more you get used to it, and that your body is better at handling the very low calories. Like I said, it's really hard for me to eat right now more than 200 calories a day, and my surgeon wants me about 400 to 600 for the very first month. But right now he said it's okay, since my body's getting used to it, to eat however much I want. And usually what I eat, where I get most of my calories from, are from sugar-free popsicles, gelatin, and from refried beans. I've been eating refried beans quite often because it sits in my stomach really well. The other day I had my very first, or yesterday I had my very first dumping syndrome. I had a little bite of the pepperoni pizza toppings, and I was fine for the first couple minutes, and then I took a couple bites and I was just like, I didn't even eat the pizza, I just ate like the toppings, like the cheese and the pepperoni and the sauce, and instantly after I took a couple bites, like it just sat right here and it sat like a rock. So I don't think my body was quite ready for it. I think I kind of pushed it a little bit too far, too soon, and like no less than 60 minutes later, I was running to the bathroom and I was basically pissing out my asshole because it was, and it's kind of gross for me to talk about, but it's, you know, honest, and I'm being raw and real with you guys. about my experience with VSG, and even the gross parts, not everything is, oh, I got so skinny so fast. No, it's you're gonna be weak, you're not gonna want to do anything. If you eat too much, you're gonna end up shitting your pants. So do I regret it from that, even including all that bad stuff? No, I do not. I would do it again. Since surgery, I have lost 20 pounds, and that's like 10 pounds a week. So I'm pretty excited about that. Like I said, I'm not doing it to get skinny, nor doing it to get like a model body or anything like that. I did it for health reasons. It doesn't matter why you're choosing to do it. You don't have to explain to anybody. You don't have to justify your decision to want to get VSG surgery. If you want to get it for whatever reason, you get it for whatever reason needed for you. I did it because of health conditions and for fertility issues. So that just happens to be my reason. Your reasons can be completely different. I also wanted to say that and express that. Anyway, guys, my incisions have been really well. I stopped experiencing pain maybe like, I stopped experiencing pain probably like, oh my god, it hurts pain. I was able to do everything myself probably like 4 days after. I was able to get out of bed quicker. Now I can get up and out of a chair just fine. I can bend down, get my stuff, everything. If I drop something, I can get everything. I'm kind of a pusher too. I probably shouldn't, because I did open up a little incision mark because I bent down too quickly. Nothing, I called my surgeon. He said it was fine. He said it was perfect. But he says that you need to take it easy, which I do recommend you guys to take it easy. Maybe not go as hard as I did. I do now that I'm at home. I do stay in bed a lot. I sleep like 10 hours a day just because I do try to walk and I do try to stay active. And like I said, I'm always sipping on this. Anytime that I'm awake, I do sip on this. You know, the thing that I'm struggling with as well is waiting 20 minutes or 30 minutes in between drinking and meals. But so far I haven't had an issue with that yet. It's just something that's kind of hard to remember, that you're like, oh yeah. As for hunger, I haven't really felt hungry. Like, I eat because I have to at this point, and I want to make another video about the struggles that I have had dealing with mental hunger and real hunger. So I'm not really going to talk too much about that, but I will tell you that I physically haven't felt hunger, or my new stomach hasn't told me a way to register hunger yet. That I know for a fact that says, oh yeah, it's telling me that I'm hungry. I haven't quite found that cue yet. So I try to force myself to eat at least once or twice a day. Like I said, I need to do better about my protein shakes and about my protein. But as of right now, I don't really experience hunger. So the healing process has been fairly easy for me. The only thing that hurts are my 2 incisions, like I said, are the ones where they took my stomach. And I'm going to show you guys my incisions 2 weeks post-op just so you can see how they're healing. So let me do that for you really fast. I'm going to get up and show you my incisions, and then I'll probably call it good on this video, just because I think we talked about everything that's basically important: thirst, hunger, energy level, and everything. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. Here are my incisions. As you can see, my incisions look like this. No more, I'm not super swollen. I have a pimple right there, whoops. I'm not super swollen. I don't know if I should like step back or not. This is what I look like 2 weeks post-op. These are my incisions. At first, this one was giving me problem. This is my incision for my drainage tube, where they put my drain. Let me see if I can get this out from you. But this is what it looks like right now. It's healing. It's still leaking a little bit, but my doctor again said that was normal. This is the incision where they took my stomach out from. And that's how that one is healing. It doesn't hurt anymore, like to touch around here at all. It used to be really painful for the first week or so, but now it's completely fine. But that's what that looks like. I have an incision right here, and this one my doctor just told me to put a piece of tape over it, but I haven't changed it since this morning, so that's why it's kind of like all messed up. I'm about to shower after I do this video, so I'll clean that then. This one right now is my second biggest incision. It's the one where I'm having a little bit more problem with because the gauze got stuck to the so it kind of opened up the scar a little bit, so I'm trying to keep it really covered. I'm trying not to uncover it too much, but as you can see, it's healing as well. It's just bleeding or leaking a little bit. And then this one is basically good. I just keep a tape on it just because I'm not super sure, but that is 2 weeks, and if I touch it, it feels like it's 100% closed and sealed. So that is my incision. Anyways, guys, that was it for my 2-week update video. I think I talked about pretty much everything. I think I even said things once or twice over again more than I had to. But that's it. That's all I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and hopefully this video was able to help you. If you are also 2 weeks post-op or anywhere near where my surgery day is, please tell me and comment down below what are some things that you have noticed about your journey being 2 weeks post-op, and what are some things that you have struggled with. I would like to know. I would love to see how you guys are reacting to your surgery, and if you are someone on the other side of the spectrum who is thinking about surgery, I hope that I was able to help you with some things about what to expect and how maybe it'll go for you in your journey as well. Like I said, this is only my journey. There's tons of people that have gone through many different things, and that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.